Have you noticed over the decades that the work has increased in your job?
It's gotten horrible.
Well, for instance, I started working in the late 70s. Actually, I've been working since I was a little kid delivering newspapers, but my first real job where I was paying taxes and stuff like that, I was 16. I've worked in offices all my adult life or my work life. And before the advent of computers, it seemed like we just had enough work to do. We were not overworked. You know, you sat at your desk, no computer at your desk. You had some paperwork, maybe you did some Xeroxing or whatever. But I was never overwhelmed, never. And actually, there's a lot of times I didn't have anything to do. There seemed to be enough people.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, this is just this is office setting, right? And it seemed like we always had enough people in the office. Maybe, you know, even too many people, but nobody was overworked, believe me. You know, and then now, fast forward to today, now I'm talking like the 70s, 80s, and 90s. It was like that. And I've worked at many different offices. It was always the same thing. I had a few things to do, but I was never overworked. But fast forward to now, with the advent of the computer, it seems like employers, when someone would leave or retired, they wouldn't replace that person, and you'd get stuck with like double the workload.
Well, sure, because computers make the work go faster, right? That means you can do more per hour.
Right, so you can just kill your brain, right? Trying to work on a computer all day. But no, it just seems I've had the experience of working back then and working now, because I'm old. I'm 61 now, and so I've had that experience over the decade to see what the work load has been through those years, and it's increased definitely to the point now where it's almost insanity anywhere you go. They like make you do the work of like 2-3 people, and I think it's because of the computer, because they think, well, you got a computer, you can do everything much faster. There's a ton of work that's just outrageous, and then go at it, right?
Well, it's also like in the ever increasing job description.
Oh, yeah, you've got to do more than just your job, right? You have to take on other
Right, your job description might start off as one thing, but when somebody leaves, well, you can just take on their responsibilities too.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that employers have downsized with their staff, and I think that it has to do with the computer. It's changed, it really has. Have you noticed that? Well, you're in a different field. You're in a field that you're probably always going crazy, right?
It's always been busy in the creative circle of advertising and graphic design, because deadlines never change, so they just keep pushing more and more, and again, it's on the computer, so we can make changes until the very last minute.
Yeah, that's right. So before, everything was done manually for you in the office,
and that's how I started.
Right, and that was tedious. But now, because you're using computers to do everything, they feel like you can push things out even faster.
Yeah.
And you know, working on a computer all day long, I mean, it just fries your brain. I don't know about you, but
And your eyeballs.
I'm like, my eyes are blurry. I'm like cross-eyed by the time I leave work. I don't know, it's bad.
When I started working digital, it was before they had flat screen monitors or anything like that, so you had these huge tube monitors that were probably about 1.5 feet deep, 21 inches to diagonal screen, and I'm working with this thing like just a couple inches away from my screen, because you're trying to line up all these pixels and make everything straight and perfect. Well, 8-10 hours a day with a freaking cathode ray tube blasting at your retinas, it's going to fry out your eyes.
Yeah, my eyes have gotten worse since computers. It has. So, I don't know, has anybody else experienced that? Because I did ask, like, my sister, who also worked in an office all her life, and she said the same thing. She said when she was younger, in the earlier decades, like the 70s, 80s, she said that she didn't have that much to do at her desk. She typed a few letters, did a few calculations on the calculator, and then that was it. That was her day. And then fast forward to her most current job. She's retired now, and she retired because she was so overwhelmed with work. She would she was doing the work of 3 people, and she was working in an office. So she said also that it's changed over the decades. It's gotten worse, where you just have so much work, so much more than I had in the 70s, 80s, 90s. Didn't have this kind of work. Not we had enough people. Everybody had just enough to do where they weren't going crazy, you know. And now it's different. It's changed. I can't be the only one who's experienced that, right? I do think it's computer related.
And to add to that, is working remote. Some people say, oh, that's great. You get to stay home, get to sleep in, or you don't have to deal with the long drives or take the train or anything like that. Mm-hmm. No, it means that they get to work you even more.
Oh yeah, they work you more if you work at home.
It's like,
right.
Okay, yeah, you might be able to fall out of bed at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, you can
get your day started at 8, but
you can start early, no problem. You're at home. You don't have to drive. You can start at 7, right? Yeah. Or you can work late, right? Because you're just sitting in your chair. Why not? Why not put another couple extra hours in, right?
And I often complain about my work hours. You know, they say, oh, this is from 8 until 5. Well, for me, it's 8 o'clock Eastern and 5 o'clock Pacific is when I stop.
Yeah, so they get extra time out of it.
Yeah, you get over 10 hours each day, easily.
Well, I can say that at my current job, I was overwhelmed. Like, it was just a nightmare. It was so bad. But I do have help now. So I have a girl named Natalia. She helps me, and she's pretty smart. So she has made life a lot better at work for me. But, I mean...
And she's a young whippersnapper,
yeah,
too, that takes
people
on to all the speed and learns things fast, right?
Yeah, she learns things really fast. So I was really happy about that. So what do you think? Do you think that the workload has increased over the years? Are you any of the older people that may be watching this video, have you seen an increase in the amount of work over the decades that you've experienced, especially if you worked in an office and you push paperwork for a living? I mean, that's what I do basically. I'm a paper pusher. But it seems like because of the computer now, they think you can push a lot more paper because you got a computer, right? But you're just overwhelmed. And let me tell you something, sitting at a computer all day, just like, typing paperwork out on the computer and like just doing whatever, I don't know. It's just bad. I can't figure out how to describe that. I'm sorry.
We've got viewers from different parts of the world even. So is it just here in the U.S.? Or,
yeah. Yeah, is it just the U.S. that is experiencing this crazy amount of work for their workforce, or is this going on all over the world, like in like Europe? Are Europeans experiencing this, where they just throw so much work at you at your job that you can barely get any of it done in a timely fashion because it's just so much? I mean,
people in Japan die at their desks.
Oh well, Japan, yeah. Japan's really bad. And plus they make you work till like what, 9 o'clock at night?
Yeah.
Or no.
Oh, all hours.
Yeah. Yeah, and those people just like commit suicide, don't they?
Yeah. Well, there's a term for death from overwork.
What's it?
Oh, jeez, I don't even.
We don't even know what it is. But there's some word.
I'm too tired to remember right now.
Yeah, so leave us some comments. Let us know what you think. I mean, really, I think there's something with that. So.
Yeah, let us know where you're at in the comments and chime in.
Yeah, let us know if we're not the only ones feeling that way. Take care.